Lisa, and would you like to be called Miss Oliver or
You can just call me Sarah.
Sarah? Okay. All right. Well, it's good to meet you. I'm glad you've come in today. I just want to start out by telling you a little bit about how our session will go. We will set an agenda, usually at the beginning of our sessions, with several things we need to go over for that day. And if you have anything that you'd like to add, just let me know and we'll put those on the agenda. And that kind of keeps us on track to make sure that we are able to talk about the things that you want to talk about for that day. I'll usually ask you how you've been feeling, how your mood has been since our last session. I'd like to find out what brought you to therapy. What are some of the problems and issues that you've been having that made you want to come? And I will ask you, in this session at least, how much you know or what you know about cognitive behavioral therapy. Does that sound good so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also, a couple of things that we'll do today. We'll go over homework and what kind of things that you can do, some self-help activities that you can do throughout the week between our sessions. Some of your goals for therapy and your expectations for therapy. And I'm going to be asking for feedback, and I'll do some summarization of the things that you say, and then at the end we'll have some summary time. Does that sound okay?
Sounds good.
All right. Well, why don't you just start out by telling me a little bit about why you've come for therapy.
Well, you see, where I'm working right now has been kind of a stressful environment for me. I work at a summer camp, and I've gone there. I didn't know anyone when I started, and people there are very different from me. And so I'm also a director, and I've been really busy with my job, which has like kind of not allowed me to get to know the people that I'm working with very well.
Mm-hmm.
And also, since they are so different, they already worked there all before, so they knew each other, and they just kind of shut me out. So I felt really lonely. I didn't have anyone to talk to. My cell phone hasn't been working out there, and so there's just no one to really talk to. So I'm really lonely.
So you must be feeling a lot of isolation, what I hear you saying, and disconnect from the people that work there because they've already got their friends, and you're having a hard time fitting in.
Yeah, I can't relate to like the things that they do and stuff, and there's just no one that I can connect with.
Yeah. Okay. Well, can you tell me a little bit about how you've been feeling, your mood, on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being you're not lonely, you're doing great, you're integrating fine, and then 10 means the worst you've ever felt and you've hated it. How have things been going for you there?
It keeps getting worse and worse. Like, probably right now I'm at about a 6 or a 7, but
Okay.
I started out doing pretty well, but it's just keeps getting worse.
So you're feeling pretty down and sad and discouraged about it right now.
Mm-hmm.
7. All right, well, that'll give us some things to talk about. We went over so far our agenda for the day. We've gone over your mood and what we call your presenting problem, the reason why you've come here for therapy. I'd like to get a little feedback from you on what are some of your goals and expectations while you're here. What are some goals that you would set for yourself? What would you like your life to look like instead of this?
I want to find fulfillment. If I can find it there at camp through myself, I don't know where I can find fulfillment, but I want to be happy. I don't want to be lonely all the time.
Okay. Anything else?
Well, I don't know. If it's a problem with myself, then I want to be able to change that problem.
Okay. Excellent.
But maybe I just want all those other idiots to be fired.
Really?
I can't stand them. They're so mean to me.
Okay. Well, that's definitely something that I'm sensing a little bit of anger and frustration with that, so we can come back and talk. We can put that on our list of things to talk about for the day and try to come back to that. Okay. Also, what are your expectations for coming here?
Well, basically, I want to be happy, and I've tried everything that I can by myself. I need to have some help because it's not happening alone.
Okay. Let me clarify a little bit. When I say expectations for coming to therapy, a lot of people have the sense that a therapist is going to cure them, or a therapist doesn't do anything, they just sit there and listen to their problems instead. when you made the choice to come to therapy and try to figure out some of these frustrations and learn how to integrate better into your work environment, what were your expectations of me? What do you think our therapy is going to be for you?
I think that you'll give me ideas of how I can cope with my loneliness or just deal with it in a more positive way.
Definitely. And we see a lot of people here that struggle with loneliness and frustration on the job, definitely. And I'm confident that we can help you through some of those things. But let me tell you a little bit about the methods that we use during our counseling sessions together. Can you tell me a little bit about what you know so far about cognitive behavioral therapy?
I really don't know anything about it to speak of.
Anything? Okay. Cognitive behavioral therapy takes your thoughts, we examine your thoughts and how that affects the way that you feel, and then how that in turn affects the way that you behave, the way that you cope with things and your outlook about things. We also ask questions like, what was going through your mind at that time? You know, what were you thinking about during this situation? And we look at the validity of the different things that we think, you know, what evidences are there for me to interpret the situation like that, things like that. So we'll be asking a lot of questions that are very introspective when we're going through our therapy process, okay?
Okay.
Does that sound like something that's okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I would also like to talk a little bit about the homework that we can do. Right now you said that you had several goals for therapy and some of your issues and struggles that you've been dealing with, you disclosed to me, and I think it's really a good idea, let me get this writing pad for you, for us to record those things so that you have something to keep when you go home and practice and, you know, talk these things through with yourself basically between the time that we meet, okay?
Okay.